So there is a guy on TikTok who goes by Bentellect, and he is an absolute menace to society. This all broke when this lady who was invited to go on his podcast posted these screenshots of DMs that he's had with him, and oh my gosh, is it some of the most sad, pathetic stuff I've seen in a while. Based on a bunch of the screenshots that have been making the rounds, it honestly seems like his podcast is just a front so that he can hook up with people. Just a heads up, when I read these text messages, I'm gonna paraphrase a little bit just for brevity's sake. So Ben comes in with, "Do you want to make a video for OnlyFans today?" And then she responds, "No, you need a TTS test from within the last 14 days and an OnlyFans creator account." To which he responds, "I made a video for your page." She asks what you want to do, and he goes, "I don't know what performs the best on your page." Now, I just want to interject here and say, it doesn't seem like Ben films porn on his own. He doesn't seem like he has an OnlyFans account either, so my man was literally asking to hook up with her in exchange for giving her some content. Already this is getting kind of wacky for me, but it gets wilder. She says, "I'm good, thanks." And he seems to take it alright until the next message where he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna do the pickle video with someone else. Thanks though. Pray," whatever this hand emoji is. Now, this actually is surprisingly not an OnlyFans concept. This was gonna go on his actual TikTok page. This was something that Jordan suggested. She says to Ben, "Hey, do you want to just taste test pickles?" Which sounds like it would have been a decent video, but then Ben was, after she rejected his offer to go to Pound Town on camera with her, he was like, "Hey, I'm going to take your idea and just use it with someone else." She asks why, which I want to know why, and then he responds, "To be honest, I thought it would just be fun to film and see where things go, but I got it." I don't get it. What does this sentence mean? What, are you gonna try and use pickles to hit on some other girl? Anyway, these screenshots, it makes Ben look very petulant, canceling a podcast and someone stealing their idea because they wouldn't they wouldn't film OnlyFans content together. But let me tell you, it only gets worse from here. By the way, all these DMs are coming from Jordan Max's Twitter account. A bunch of people have been messaging her their interactions with Ben here. So yeah, she's become like a 24-hour Ben news station. I want to get this out of the way. I know a bunch of these are anonymous, and it's like, yeah, I understand why you wouldn't want to trust anonymous sources. I completely understand. My opinion on this, there's evidence of Ben doing like stuff, like not just anonymous sources, like actual concrete evidence that Ben is acting the way he does. And I feel like a person that would do some of the stuff that Ben has been proven of doing, it's not far-fetched that they would do a lot of this other stuff. But hey, if I'm wrong, I promise I'll issue a correction in like a next video or in the comments section. I'll follow up on this if I'm wrong. Right? Alright, right this way, ladies and gentlemen, we have a collection of older DMs. Before Ben had a podcast, it seems. Or at least he's not using it to try and sleep with people this time. So she texts, "Well, I guess it's just not meant to be." And he goes, "Facts. No hard feelings, but yeah, it ain't work." And then the peace sign. And all you had to do was stop after this peace sign that you texted Ben, and you would have been great. Golden. But no. Why did you do this? Ben comes in with, "And for your future self, if you're going to turn around on a guy and say, 'Hey, I'm not down for the friends with benefits stuff,' just say that before you go through all the bullshit. Boring as fuck. Not my problem that you turned around and quit drinking because you're an alcoholic and now pass out at 8 p.m. What?" And I love this next part. "Clearly there are some hard feelings on your part, haha." And then he just says, "LOL, it's whatever." No, it's not. No, it's not, Ben. You don't get to play the LOL, it's whatever card when you just typed 2 text messages, or you could cut the angst with my long overgrown fingernails, bro. She says, "And I'm far from an alcoholic." And then Ben comes in with a frickin' monolith. "I don't like giving time and attention to someone who is full of shit. I've been trying to hang out, and it's been blah 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 excuses every single time. So just don't waste people's time in the future, and you won't get hard feelings. Far from an alcoholic, but you pass out at 4 in the morning to sleep for 3 hours and then pass out at 10 o'clock and sleep till 3 in the morning, then continue to sleep till noon. Okay. Anyways, I'm done. I just had to say that because oh my gosh, bro." She says, "I clearly wasn't that interested. If I wanted to hang out, I would have actually made the effort." And then she just starts going nuts again. He's very, very visibly angry, as if he wasn't already. About this point, I was gonna say something like, sometimes you just have to be blunt with people. Sometimes people are not good at taking hints, but I don't know, with these DMs, I feel like even if you were honest with Ben wouldn't have Ben wouldn't have stopped. Man's an absolute steamroller. Ben says, "Actually, I didn't want anything to do with you. Just shut up and go to bed." Well, She says, sounds like you need some anger management help. Be careful who you say that to, Maria, because there are people who really need help with that. Super fucking disrespectful to say that to somebody. And also a very basic ass bitch thing to say. There's a reason that you've been single for this many years, and it's because no one wants you and no one gives a fuck about you because you aren't shit. You're not fun. You're boring as fuck. So shut the fuck up. What the heck, bro? And then he ends it with the basic ass boring loser. She then points out, you're the one sending 5 texts for everyone I send, and then he goes on another little mini rant. Girls like you who say, oh, well, you're blah, 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 something about help any guy that gets involved with that loose pussy because you're just so lame. And then he ends it with, mic drop ho. Oh, these text messages are decreasing my lifespan, bro. Listen, bro, anybody that uses mic drop ho at the end of their rant, bro, that reading this took like, I don't know, 30 days off of my life at least. Now, as someone who also kind of deals with anger, thankfully it's never gotten this bad, but you know, I was hoping, all right, maybe he's improved. Maybe he's left this behind him. Well, of course he didn't, because I'm making the video. Like, there's no way you can convince me that these DMs that he sends are just anger. Even the last ones are like, bro, what are you doing? But this one, okay, he goes, hey, do you want to come over tomorrow night? And then he says, actually, are you down to come over tonight? And then he comes with, or are you just a flake? He sounds like a child getting another child to like eat a handful of worms. Are you just a chicken? Like a little over an hour later, he's like, sorry babe, you're just too much of a flake. Bye. My man, a person cannot flake on you if they did not agree to a specified time. Look at the words that you are saying. She comes in with a 100% rational response, clearly crafted by a sane human, unlike you, Ben. She's like, you know, if you wouldn't have texted me so rudely, calling me a flake after one day of not texting, you might have stood a chance. I can see why you're single now. Goodbye. And he's like, says the girl who's trying to make an OnlyFans. My man, what? You literally asked multiple OnlyFans girls if you could drill into their Grand Canyon for content. You are not allowed to act like you are higher than her because of her OnlyFans, you absolute fool. As she points that out, first you want to make content with me, now you're throwing it in my face, and he comes in with some baffling text messages. I don't know what was going on in his brain here. Save your words, you're just a flake. Wrong you're, by the way. Please excuse me, the inner grammar Nazi's coming out. Anyways, if you were actually up for an I'd be down, but you probably have a lot going on, which is understandable, but either way, honestly, don't care. Yeah, sure, bro. Sure. Sure, Jan. By the way, him calling them flakes and insulting their OnlyFans is a common thread throughout these DMs. Which, as we've already established, is pretty rich coming from you, Ben, considering it seems like your type is OnlyFans models. It seems like that's your main dating pool. Like, here's another DM of you asking to do OnlyFans content with someone. Do you want to come over here and spend some time with me? Because on a side note, I do think I could probably make us some money on OnlyFans. And then he says, whatever this is, I cannot read what is under that gray bar. I don't know why this is blurred. That's not what we're focusing on right now. He says, if you come over, I'll give you $1,000. I just really want you. Oh no. Bro, this is exactly like something that you'd see on like the Down Bad Patrol Twitter account. She says, I'm good right now. Don't try to bribe me with money. That's weird. Which it is. It is, bro. Ben, you're giving this woman $1,000 just to come to your house and you're just like, spend some time with me, bro. Hire an escort. At least, oh my gosh, bro. Actually, don't hire an escort. I don't know what you do with them. I don't know. I don't know if I trust this person with humans. But he is still not done. He says, no, that is weird. He freaking agrees. But then he's like, but I want to see you. It's like watching a dog eat its own poop. Like, this didn't have to happen. You started, and then you could have stopped at any point, but you just kept going. I'm just gonna move on to this other DM. He's like, you free? She says, at a party right now. And he says, okay, cool. Want to swing over, drink with me after? She doesn't respond. Now, that could be from any number of reasons, from her just having fun and just not looking at her phone. I'd imagine parties are pretty loud, so wouldn't hear the ringtone or even feel it vibrate. Side little tangent. How is it that I turn my phone vibration on high and I put my phone like right in my pocket and I still don't feel it when somebody texts me? How does this happen? Anyways, back on track. He comes in what appears to be... Bro, that's not even that long. That's like what is that? That's like less than an hour. He says, honestly, real talk, you are the most passive-aggressive person. I know there was a reason I saw your tits and your nips too big. I'm out. I'm never gonna hit you up again. Peace. I'm sorry, what does that middle sentence mean? I know there was a reason I saw your tits and your nips too big, I'm out. What? It sounds like a, what is that? It's like a, what? What, you just saw her milkers and you were like, oh no, they're way too big, something's up with this girl. She's confused at that little haiku like I am, and then he comes back with a default. You're a flake ass. That's what. I've been saying I am down for like 3 weeks, but still you ain't down to fucking hang, so you're a flake ass bitch. Just accept that, move on, and whoever you're fucking with is easy. Peace, girl, thumbs up. I feel like this is a good lesson in that sometimes you just need to move on. If the person's not interested, they're not interested. Just move on with your life. You'll find someone else. Jeez, bro. Hell. Oh my gosh. And dude, it just doesn't stop. Jordan has gotten quite a few DMs from people just relaying their anecdotes. And Ben just did some wild stuff. Like, here's one DM. Apparently he has an alcohol problem. And like, yeah. Yep. That checks out. And here's another DM where some lady matched with him on Tinder, and Tinder said it was, his Tinder bio said he was 25, and then later he said he was actually 29, and then she finds out he's cheating on his girlfriend with her, and then she talks to the girlfriend, and the girlfriend says, no, he's 31. What? What even? If this is true, this dude's an absolute maniac. Anyway, there's one more DM I want to leave y'all on. Well, apparently Ben is actually quite a trigger-happy guy when it comes to legal matters, and then Jordan, as she's posting all this stuff, he sends her DMs. One is like, you better take these tweets down or I'll sue you. With, I didn't think it was possible to look worse than you did already, but he manages it. Anyways, old Benny boy posted this statement onto his Twitter, and then promptly deleted it. I can only assume the comment section was just grilling him, and he's actually been caught hiding replies, so I guess this time it was just too much. It just burned the whole thing down, go scorched earth. And then he posted another statement on his TikTok. I'm not gonna show it here. It's not that hard to find for yourself, don't worry. I just don't want Ben to get this video shot down by saying I'm infringing on his copyright, because he just totally seems like the guy that would do that. Anyway, you know those madlib games where you get like a paragraph or a little story to read, and then you have to fill in the blanks with your own words so that you can get something goofy and funny?
The duo decided to turn the tables on their pursuers by blowing up a conductor, which triggers a chain reaction causing the local Venezuela checkers and the Plymouth Rock to explode. Then the bad guy's helicopter gets grasped by a piece of King Leonidas from when the wrench exploded.
This is basically a madlib with the blank still empty. This could apply to anything at all. He just says, I'm sorry to anyone it made feel uncomfortable, and I'm sorry to the girls I've been rude to. This dude grew habaneros and called them tomatoes. That's how much of a downplay this was. Anyways, moral of the story, just don't be like Ben. Don't go on his podcast and don't be like Ben. Like, if someone doesn't text you back or doesn't adhere to plans you make, I'd advise just sending a text that's along the lines of, hey, if you're really not interested, just let me know. Don't go off the handle like Ben and just go full feral animal. I promise you will both be happier if you just keep communication like calm and direct and with something like that. Like, you won't regret, oh my gosh, I was such a prick in that text message. You won't feel like you've wasted as much time because you were honest about how things were going, and instead of waiting for something that signs pointed where it wasn't coming, you moved on. Again, it'll still hurt, but it'll hurt a lot less. And really, the time between just his normal message and then him going off, it wasn't even that long. The time it took to respond could be explained by any number of things. And to anybody out there like sincerely struggling with anger issues, I sound like freaking Tony Robinson over here. Anyways, I believe in y'all. I somehow developed an ear infection this past week. I think it's an ear infection. I don't even know how this happened. I haven't gotten one of these in ages. I guess Bentellect, all of his cringe just somehow weakened my immune system.